What if I told you Ethereum is not the end-all be-all? Now, just give me a second to explain myself. This is not some other, this is the Ethereum killer type of video. Admire Maverick, you land on my channel by mistake and stay for the quality. Today we're going to talk about Cosmos. Let's jump right into it. Cosmos is a decentralized network of independent parallel blockchains that are each powered by the BFT or Byzantine fault tolerance consensus algorithm like Tendermint consensus. Cosmos enables an ecosystem of blockchains that can scale and interoperate with each other. The vision of Cosmos is to make it easy for developers to build blockchains. Other existing platforms like Ethereum Virtual Machine have limitations in the programming language flexibility, scalability, shortage due to limited number of transactions per second, and limited sovereignty where all applications built on there depend on the rules prescribed or pre-encoded within the Ethereum ecosystem. So these limitations tend to cut across to many other blockchain systems, especially the ones that rely on the proof-of-work consensus algorithm. Cosmos aims to create what they refer to as an Internet of Blockchains or IBC, which is simply put, a network of blockchains that are able to communicate with each other in a decentralized way whilst maintaining sovereignty and process transactions quickly. How this is achieved is through a set of open source tools like Tendermint, Cosmos Software Development Kit, and the IBC. These tools enable anyone to permissionlessly build custom, secure, scalable, and interoperable blockchain applications quickly. Initially, it was hard to build all three layers of a native blockchain system, that is, the networking, consensus, and application from ground up. Ethereum had made this easier through the Ethereum Virtual Machine, but however, it's still hard to fork and customize applications to one's own needs. This is where the Tendermint consensus comes in, and it was created by Jay Kwon in 2014. Without further ado, let's look at these two terms, Tendermint BFT and ABCI. What the Tendermint BFT does, it packages the networking and consensus layers of a blockchain into a generic engine, which allows developers to focus on actually developing applications and not having to worry about the complex underlying protocol, which in turn saves hundreds of hours of development. The Tendermint BFT engine is connected to the application by what is referred to as a socket protocol known as the Application Blockchain Interface, or the ABCI, which can be wrapped in any programming language. As a result, a developer can pick their suitable language of use. There are a couple of factors that truly make the Tendermint BFT stand out as the ultimate blockchain matchmaking machine. It supports both public and private blockchains where the rules are determined by whether a blockchain's consensus is based on how many tokens are staked, this is proof of stake, or if a restricted set of pre-authorized entities can be validators, this is in the case of a private blockchain. High performance speeds, where blockchains can be produced every second. Instant finality, where a blockchain cannot be forked as long as more than a third of the validators are honest. And last but not least, security. Not only fault tolerant, but also secure with ways to determine liability if the blockchain forks. So what exactly does the Cosmos SDK do? It makes it easy to build secure blockchain applications on top of Tendermint BFT, and it's based on two principles: modularity and capabilities-based security. Modularity. The ability to create modules cannot be understated. In short, this allows anyone to build application-specific blockchains without having to code from scratch. Developers can just import already built modules into their applications or even build their own modules to further customize their use cases. Capabilities-based security. This helps to limit the scope of malicious or unexpected interactions when using modules. Also, a point to note is that the Cosmos SDK is designed to be used with other consensus engines that implement the ABCI. Cosmos also implements some specific models such as Ethermint, which essentially ports the Ethereum Virtual Machine to an SDK module, implying that developers can use Ethereum-based tools like MetaMask while taking advantage of all the benefits of the Cosmos ecosystem like speed and interoperability. The Cosmos SDK brings with it advantages such as flexibility, security, performance, and sovereignty. The IBC or Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol that we mentioned earlier is the mechanism that Cosmos uses to connect blockchains by leveraging what is known as instant finality, a property of Tendermint consensus, to allow heterogeneous chains to transfer value or data to each other. Tendermint can also be used for fast finality blockchain engines as well. Before proceeding, what are heterogeneous chains? These can be identified by two characteristics: different layers and sovereignty, where in the case of different layers, heterogeneous chains can differ in how they implement the networking, consensus, and application parts, where the blockchain's consensus layer must have fast finality in order to be compatible with the IBC, unlike in proof-of-work chains like Bitcoin and Ethereum that have a probabilistic finality. In the case of sovereignty, each blockchain has its own validator set. Unlike in proof-of-work chains, where there is a common set of validators known as miners that ultimately leads to limited sovereignty. So the IBC allows heterogeneous chains to transfer tokens and data to each other, hence enabling interoperability between private and public blockchains. This is achieved through a series of steps involving tracking, bonding, proof of relay, and validation. I highly recommend reading up more on these because it's a beautiful dance. It's even more beautiful when we take a look at how the architecture that enables this coordination looks like. All blockchains wishing to communicate with one another are classified into zones. These zones then link up to a hub. The zones are the regular heterogeneous chains, and hubs are blockchains specifically designed to connect zones together. The hub then acts as the intermediator that enables the zones to communicate with one another. The Cosmos hub is the first ever hub on Cosmos, and it's a public proof-of-stake blockchain that is governed by a native staking token called the Atom, where the fees can be paid in multiple tokens. The Cosmos IBC is also enabled to link blockchains that aren't compatible with Tendermint. For instance, the fast finality chains we talked about earlier can plug directly into the Cosmos IBC, whilst probabilistic chains like proof-of-work chains like Bitcoin and Ethereum make it a bit trickier. However, for the proof-of-work chains, a solution is devised, one that involves a special kind of proxy chain called a peg zone. The peg zone is fast finality and hence compatible with the IBC, and its role is to establish finality for the blockchains it connects. The Cosmos team is currently working on a peg zone implementation for the Ethereum chain called Peggy. Finally, we all know that scalability is a major limitation within the larger blockchain ecosystem. Cosmos is solving this issue by leveraging vertical scalability, which essentially involves taking advantage of all the features explained earlier and eventually hopes to implement horizontal scalability. With horizontal scalability, the throughput of a blockchain is no longer limited to its linearity, but rather a new method is devised where there are multiple chain architectures working as parallel chains whilst running the same application and operate by a common validator set. This is theorized to enable infinitely scalable blockchains. Before we conclude, let's take a look at the whole Cosmos ecosystem so far. It's amazing, isn't it? This is serious stuff, and I recommend that you look into it. In conclusion, I'm going to strip this statement shamelessly from Jae Kwon himself. Creating modular and interoperable systems that work together will lead to faster innovation. There is not a whole lot of things left to believe in. The environment is going to shit, people don't believe in the government, science conflicts with religion. The only thing left besides crazy transhumanism is creating tools for us to coordinate and create community. So we have the responsibility, since we seem to be the only ones who have hope left. Thank you for watching.